What are you seeing as far as requests for Dolby Atmos now that you have the room? Are you getting a ton of requests to mix in Atmos?
I think the combination was getting really high-profile Atmos work on the right time. So the biggest, we did Skrillex 2 albums after Skrillex being out of for like 4 or 5 years. That was a big deal, especially because Skrillex is an incredible producer. His sound design skills is unreal, and his concern was, okay, did Atmos will kind of change my intention as a producer? Of course, the answer is no. But then started the first couple of mixes, he was sold. He loved it. So, and then opened the door. I think having like 5 songs on the top 10 on Apple Music, it was a big deal. So that was kind of like a big business card for Studio DMI as far as Atmos, and then we had from that point a lot of from dance music to pop music, and then recently we just at this point complete Daft Punk new album, which is like 14 tracks back catalog that we did on Atmos, which is like extremely proud about this work. We worked with Mick Kozowski and was Robert Guzman, which is our Atmos engineer. He did an incredible job on that.
That's super exciting. I mean, there's going to be so many people that listen to that, and it's going to point back to here.
So proud. I mean, even setting up the sessions, Mick was so passionate about the project, of course, because he was the main engineer on the original project. Very expensive production back then. Incredible quality. There's a story that Mick was telling us that amazing. Everything's being recorded on tape and on Pro Tools at the same time. And they even did like different speed of tapes to have a choice. Really? So syncing 48 tracks on tape and Pro Tools. So there was 2 years of recording, like crazy stuff.
And that was back in, is it 2013?
About that, yeah. So you had here sessions with 200 tracks of violins and strings, and incredible. So be able to have the freedom to place on a different way. Again, no headroom, play stuff in the back, on top, make organic. So if you think about it, one of the coolest things about Atmos to me, you can really replicate a stage performer so well. You can place an orchestra on stage, and you say, okay, how can I see myself experience this performer on stage? You can do that.
Well, and I think Dolby Atmos too is just such a great platform for the type of music that you do. I mean, for EDM, I mean, there's so many different cool choices that you can make, and I mean, everything I listen to in Dolby Atmos just changes the game. I remember hearing Elton John's Rocket Man in Blackbird Studios in Nashville, and I was just like, okay, now I'm ruined for any other sort of system. It's just pretty amazing.
You know, the interesting fact, like the effect you're getting when you listen to proper Atmos and you go on stereo, it's more than honestly going from stereo to mono. When we go to stereo to mono, it's Atmos to stereo is like, wow, I'm losing the dimension, the placement that I had. And I also feel we are more sensitive now to options that we have on mixing because we don't have headroom concerns. So we don't have, virtually we don't have ceilings. So on stereo, we deal, and we became very creative over 20, 30 years or more dealing with that to kind of like give a perceived dynamic or transit. But then we are fighting with these ceilings, with this like summing, that everything is going to sum somewhere, versus Atmos, really, it's like a freedom. So, and also give you, as an engineer, an opportunity to be technical but creative at the same time.
Right.
One thing I think a lot of people tend to forget, what we're doing right now, this is going to sit on the history of music. We're going to go back in 20 years. The same way we do now, we go back to Rolling Stones and we listen, or other albums. We pick some mistakes, right? Yeah. At the beginning of stereo, all the drums on the left side, the guitar on the right side, right? So we don't want to make those mistakes. So I think we can catch up later as far as like binaural, but we can't reinvent what has been done. So I think it's very important to do properly.
Yeah, I think we're kind of on an exciting like front end of this new. It's a whole new creative outlet too for engineers, because engineers are always creative, but now they just have more tools available to themselves. So that's correct.